So I had to take my copper sleeve off because it's had me feeling funny. So I'm just gonna work through the pain. It's not even pain. It's just irritation. Um, I have a Chiron in Gemini, so when it comes to my nerves, when it comes to uh, arms, hands, things like that, those are my triggers, or things that are. I forgot I had on this damn stocking cap. I don't have a wig. It's just that my wig didn't want to act right. So there's a couple of things I wanted to express. What I really wanted to do, I still have to go in my chest and get my papers. I wrote a couple years ago with some automatic writing I was doing, and it was about the fundamentals of friendship, and it was really, really important. So right now, though, it's there's a lot of changes in the wind, and a card that kept stalking me from my Angelarium deck was Dumas, the Angel of Dreams. And I thought that was interesting, very, very interesting. Because upon meeting the deck and actually trying to get acquainted with it, I asked which angel wanted to come forth to introduce the rest of the deck. And Dumas was the one who stood up and stood out as the leader of the deck itself. So, along with all the dream activity that has been going on, I love this little pen. Goes with my pearl and gold. But it it was spot on to keep seeing those two, even as shuffling and shuffling and shuffling and saying, "Hey, what's the message for today?" Dumas came out with the High Priestess. She leapt out of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So I just want to show Dumas to you. I actually shared this angel with my sister. That's beautiful. These are some beautiful, beautiful cards. Don't hide now, baby. Dumas. I love these colors together. The gold and the teal and cerulean, the azure. Very, very, very beautiful card. It's oh, it kind of my mystic topaz is kind of capturing some of those colors too. I want to read. Dumas is special to me. Now this word, don't know how. Let me see. Sorry, I'm opening Google. The damn copper sleeve. And docent. In certain universities and colleges, a member of the teaching staff immediately below professor rank, a person who acts as a guide, typically on a voluntary basis in a museum, art gallery, or zoo. To teach, docent to the unknown. Hmm. Land. Duma is the impetus to doubt a false reality, to crack the shell, keeping you from the truth. When the world shifts around you, Duma is your guide. The world is stranger than you believed it to be. What we all dream, we dream together. Those dreams pull together in Dumas' cupped hands. Look below the surface of the water. You know you've missed something, and yet you wonder what. You listen closely, and yet you hear nothing. All the while, you dream the truth you think you seek. It is said that Dumas and Laleo are connected. That's another one here in this book. The truth of this can only be found within Angelarium. The signs are a reflection in water, a golden cage, and an eye. This totem, this angel, this representation of a guide, this is the type of guide that we connect to decipher and to sift through those messages that come through in the dream state. She is really tearing up that fried cabbage. Beautiful. So beautiful. It's reminding me of being a kid and having dreams or even visions or ideas about how you wanted to grow up, the types of things that you wanted, how you viewed yourself. Before you actually answer those questions about, what do I want to be when I grow up? It's more about when you were at the age where you could actually pretend and imagine. Even in playing with others in the neighborhood or school, being on the playground, those games that were played. Not everybody has had those same experiences, but there have been those times of make and believe that seem so very real to the innocent mind. And as we get older, we are told that those are impossible, far-fetched, and we shouldn't waste our time on them. Get real. Listen. Sit down. Be quiet. Pay attention. Don't stare off into space. What are you doing? Do this. Do that. Do your chores. Whatever. And just that moment, those moments of pondering or sitting on the green air conditioning box outside the apartments with the kids in the neighborhood and being someone other than yourself for just that moment. Sometimes when reality is not desired and you'd much rather dream an existence of what life would be like, how you would be an adult, or the things, just anything, really. I always thought I knew how to drive. In my mind, I imagined that I was just the best driver. As an adult, I became a very damn good driver. I'm not baby, but baby driver, but I fucking could be. You understand? Still want to go around that Porsche track. You gotta understand that I watch NASCAR racing and different things like that as a kid. And the Route 66 Raceway was, you would hear it every Sunday. Cars, going around the track. The shit was real. But nobody couldn't tell me. I never shared that with anybody. But nobody could tell me that I wasn't going to be a great driver, or I wasn't going to be one of the best drivers that I know when it comes to handling a vehicle, accelerating and braking, and having that very good balance. And when I learned to drive a chariot, wow. When I learn to drive a stick, then you're really not going to be able to tell me shit. And when I learn how to drive tractor trailers, nobody's going to be able to tell me shit either. Boats, planes, trains. I want to learn all modalities when it comes to travel and how to navigate as well as steer whatever vehicle I'm in. And that is no different with the life that I live. Making sure preventative maintenance, even on my physical vehicle, is important to me. Sixth house, Virgo, health, service, also co-workers and stuff, but whatever. The vehicle that allows us to reach that Merkabah, that tree of life personification. Okay. You have that homeostasis imprinted in mind. That's how you know something is off within your being, within your nature, within your environment, because you have a very innate sense of what it is to be in perfect health. There's always a pursuit of health because it declines from the moment we take our first breath. There is always something to heal or something to be healed. That's why babies are so precious and people see them as being so perfect, because they haven't been exposed to pollution yet. They haven't absorbed anything in the media. They have no blockages of thought. They are only just learning everything of this environment. And they're the least tainted and least damaged of everyone. Wow, didn't know that was going there. What's on the top of the deck? Six of Swords is another vehicle, another travel, another mode. Another mode. Another way. If you can't get there by horse, you can get there by boat. If you don't have a fucking chariot yet, you can still get there, is what I'm seeing. The universe is giving you lemons and you're making orange juice, and I don't know how the fuck you're doing it, but you're achieving something. A droidal, undressing of a salad, achieving the impossible. Fairies just, they come through. So in an instance where the very thing that your spirit knows is attempting to be trampled on, you're defending this station so that it isn't destroyed. Because when you were a kid, before you threw all this other shit on top and then repressed everything, underneath all that shit, when you start unpacking and you start unsorting and you start getting very light, you start to realize that you had it the whole time. That's the naked truth. You're getting back to something that is and always was real, feasible, dreamed, imagined. And there's a part of you that never forgot that. Never forgot that you knew you were different. You knew you were to be somebody important. You knew that you were special. That's something that wasn't just a dream. That's something to what is the word? Make and believe. But you make it by believing it. You know it. And because it's real, reality, it comes in. This is something that you defended since you were a kid. Something you always believed as a kid. And I don't know, I really don't even think that this is something that you can remember being taught by a parent or an authority figure or a teacher. Or it could have been a teacher actually, with Dumas coming here, being a guide, being a teacher, sparking something that confirmed what you believed as a kid. And that was something that no trauma, no relationship, no amount of psychological, physical, emotional, or physical, financial abuse or misuse or alternative decisions from your path, it still could not destroy it. It's energy, it's everlasting. And you put enough momentum behind it, enough desire for it to still be active, though dormant, up until this time. Because this expectation is very much real. But the manner in which you expect it is changing. Okay. It's because you have to create it that this type of energy is along with it expecting. This person, I'm sorry, my stomach is talking. We can't talk at the same time. What you are expecting and how you're expecting it is being changed. Because you want it to come in by boat. You're probably expecting it to come in an emotional way on the water. So you can feel Six of Cups, that you have that it is coming true, that it is happening. So you may be expecting it like this, like as if somebody is going to bring you to it or bring it to you. And that's not happening. Chills. There's finally a sense of what you have to give and what you have to receive in this exchange in order to get this. I was going to say androgyny. I'm going to say it's just there's no separateness when it comes to acquiring this dream. It's that the innocence of you, when it was untampered, just raw, real. That as an adult, you have to get back to. That same sense of innocence, that same sense of unabashed imagine, passion. It wasn't tainted with underlying intention. It didn't involve a secondary gain. It just was. And you'll notice that these two intertwining is what drives the chariot. There are no reins. There is no physical control over these two aspects. They just blend and they just work together. They just do. Now, this could be spirit ushering in a sense of direction because these two are fed up. The inner child and the adult just fed up because things are not as they expected. This is not the bright future that I imagined for myself. This is not what I thought of myself being involved in, being a part of, being subject to. None of that. So there is ease, there is a release. And even still, this Three of Wands, right? That's water. There's water behind this chariot. There's water behind that chariot. Thing is, you got to get to land first. So this whole time you've been expecting it to come in. Oh, I don't care how you get here. Just get here if you can. That's beautiful. This reminds me of the Ace of Cups. You know, in the Ace of Cups in this deck, there's a dove putting a wafer into the water inside the cup. What is that? That's like a dreidel or something, but it reminds me of the red cross that's in the Judgment card as well. This X, this X. So even as a kid, even though you don't know it, your whole life was being set up to break all of this shit down. You didn't know as a kid all the shit that you would learn that would fight your vision. You didn't know. Your spirit knew. Your soul knows. Your spirit is almost like the gas in this vehicle. Okay. So yeah, resounding with the message from earlier today. This is the truth. And this is all the shit that stood between you and your truth. And it's not until you rest. It's not until It's all silent that you can actually see how to practically use all this shit, how to actually move forward with it, what steps it's going to take. You'll get them one by one by one by one by one. It's not going to be given to you all at once because you couldn't handle it all at once. It's like giving you too much too soon. You wouldn't know if it was just another ploy, if it was just another blockage, if it, it has to be after a clearing, after a dramatic ass clearing, a realization, something that really just, because you know what isn't the truth, you now have space. You now have space. You now have time. You now have enough. It's like clearing your memory on a computer, a hard drive, removing that shit because you can't use it anymore. The file is corrupted. It's got to go, right? This is the foundation of your hard drive. Only the default programs that actually keep it running are what's left. And you know how to use it. And you will. Because how can I hold this? I'm going to hold it like this. It's a little awkward. We have that Knight of Pentacles. This is how. This is like your physical self having a conversation with your soul. They already have the answers. They already know. Can't reach you when you're in a crowded room full of people and paying attention to everything but yourself. I cannot reach you with all your distractions. But when you're by yourself, now I can speak something and you can hear me. Now you can understand. Now you can better grasp what the fuck I've been trying to show you and tell you all this time. You're not fighting against this wand, this staff. You're accepting this wand, this staff. So to receive and to give your full attention and receive the guidance. Again, we have docent, teacher, guide. And I can't reach you in your day-to-day life when you have a million things that you're grappling with and a million worries that you're fighting to release. But when you're in your naked truth, stars, when the stars are out, your ass is sleeping. You're sleeping. And you are who you are, not who you want the world to perceive you as being. There's union of mind and spirit. Then I can talk to you. Then you'll hear me. Getting real bossy there. We putting an end to this shit. Let me show you. Let me show you real quick, man. Look at these hands. They're very similar. So when people talk about the Hierophant and they talk about being indoctrinated or a part of a sect or a group, organization, it's also culture. The culture you grew up in, the community you grew up in, the state you're from, the province, the country, your customs. They're also things that stand in the way of you being authentically you. You see, there's a certain structure of where you fit in this world, economically, ecologically, financially, ethnically, nationality wise, gender. For what? To tell you what belongs to you and what doesn't, to tell you what you can do and what you shouldn't, to tell you that you can't like vanilla and chocolate, because I fuck them both up equally. Or that this doesn't align with who you are perceived to be. There's a certain stature with the figure in this card. And this is another docent. This is another teacher. This is another guide. He has things up his sleeve, though. What he carries forth for others as authority is not equal to what he carries for himself. Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes they practice what it is they preach, but from a level of understanding that that is their way, not that is the way of all. But people may follow blindly because they are revered in this community, religion, organization, culture, or what have you, as an example of what it should be like. Everything is theory until it's accepted by enough people, then it's considered fact. That's what science is. Even this is a science. Religion is a science. Chemistry is a science. Biology is a science. But all sciences are practical applications to try to explain what soul and spirit do. So back the fuck up. Back up. Go back. If that sounds better, go back. Go back. Dumas is asking you to go back. There are certain dreams that you had throughout your lifetime that you will never forget. But you can have a dream tonight and not remember in the morning. There are certain memories that you will never forget from when you were 3, from when you were 5, from when you were 7. But everything else is a fucking blur. The only reason why you still recall is because it's still of utmost importance. It is still something that gets you from here to here. Actually, from here to here. I've got chills running all up and through me, man. Look at these stars. Look at that star. And look at this one. Look at that. And look at this. All I see is that this needs to be done soon. Very soon. 2 of Cups, right? These 2 vessels, right? These 2 vessels, correct? The emotions are needing to be aligned in order for it to become physical and for the chariot to move. It is a card about victory. It is a card about willpower. It is a card about knowing the way. But nothing moves this chariot except for alignment. This shit will sit here as if you have no gas in it. That engine will not turn over like that one just did. You'll go to turn on, click, 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 battery dead. It has to be in alignment. Everything has to be working well, has to be aligned perfectly. And perfect, by perfect, I mean just flowing. Flowing with a knowing. Flowing with a knowing. You have enough gas. All your fluids are full. You've had your tune-up spark plugs changed. Tires rotated. Everything in balance now. So when you go to crank this motherfucker up, it should crank. That's a knowing. That's a flowing with a knowing. We're not neglecting upkeep. We're not neglecting those things, okay? When you get out of that vehicle, there's a checklist you need to go through. Do I have all my things? Are my lights turned off? Or are they automatic? There's certain things about you, your life, your dreams, your ambitions, the way that you do shit, the way that you think. We're going to break it all down. Processing addictions is overanalyzing. What they say, analysis paralysis. And they always attach it to fucking Virgo. When everybody's mind plays tricks on them, we're just one of the few who are aware because we are Earth and we do air shit. So I had Libra and Mercury and Venus. So I damn sure understand. And we're Mercury ruled. So just keep in mind that sometimes you keep too much shit in mind. Just for today, I will not worry. Hit it one time for the one time. Today, my mind is clear. Today and every day, my mind is clear. Your mind won't be empty of the things you need. They'll be empty of the things you don't. Because Spirit doesn't bring you anything to confuse you. It brings to illuminate. Good gracious. I want one card to close out. I asked for one, they gave me two. Start with the basics. The basics. The basics. I know I'm repeating myself. Survival basics. Shelter, food, clothing, right? Start with the fucking feet. You have clean socks? Do you have socks? Do you wear socks? Fuck. Do you have shoes that support your foundation? I'm talking about something you can put your feet into and be confident when you put your feet to the pavement. The way in which you walk through life. Foot health. I was talking about this on my Facebook page. They carry you for those who have legs and who have feet. They carry you the places you need to go. Simple shit. Soaking your fucking feet. Detoxifying your feet. That is not basic, but that's something to consider the health of. Because we want to work our way up. We're going to start at our base. We're going to start at the base, bare minimum. Air Force base. This is home plate. This is where we start. Okay? Start with your feet. Move up a little bit. This is feet, gut, heart, head. Simple shit. Your skin. It's the largest organ that you have. You need your skin. The fuck? Shit that touches you, that you touch other stuff, those are aligned with your basic senses. The shit that you watch, the shit that you read, the things that you hear, the types of conversations you choose to listen to, the way that you speak to yourself, of others, to others, the things that you eat. Do you enjoy them? Or every time you turn around, you're saying, I shouldn't eat this, but this is a cheat day. There's guilt behind that. There's mental reprimand behind that. There's contradiction energy behind that influences how health ultimately renders itself. Basics. The shit that you do on a day-to-day basis. You wash your ass, hopefully. You wash your damn hands, hopefully. Do it to the best of your ability. Do it well. Remind yourself that you're doing a good job doing that. You had to learn sometime. When you were a kid, you did not know how to wipe your ass, but you're at a point where you do. And that's valuable to your health, to your wellness. That's some basic shit. That's some basic shit. So, I mean, it's never too late to start doing the basics for yourself the way you would care for a child. Return to that. The way when you were a kid and your parent had to bathe you, they were very thorough. They had to teach you how to do it for yourself. And I remember being a fucking 6-year-old wanting to go outside, and I thought I was just going to play in the water so I could go outside, and it was a little musty, right? I wasn't caring for myself like my parent would. So the aspect of a grown-ass adult person taking care of a child is different. So parent yourself with the wisdom you have now to return back to that innocence, because you know, based on the way you were raised, based on the shit you experienced, you know, in a way, even in your imaginings, a perfect way life could have been. But we're not going to try to change the past or anything like that. What we're doing is reconstructing our trajectory forward, our vehicle in which we get there. You take all of that knowledge that you would have, whether you have children or not. How would you bathe yourself? I'm talking about men, get your ass in a fucking tub for once, because it's very therapeutic. Get yourself some Epsom salt. You hurt too. You need that spa treatment too. I'm gonna open up a spa that caters to men, because they don't take care of their damn feet. Not a lot of them. They don't take care of their fucking hands. They weren't taught those things. They weren't taught how important it was. If I see another man with dirt underneath his fingernails, or a woman, I had a moment. I worked with mechanics and I understand that look. I understand the reason why their nails were dirty. But even in that, they would spend 30 minutes cleaning their hands before they went home. They're about to go touch their wives, their children's, their meals, themselves, whatever. But there was once I had washed somebody's hands for them. And he said, man, you got my nails cleaner than I've ever gotten my nails clean. I just pay attention to detail, but I know how they should look. So I'm going to get them as close to that look as they should be. Homeostasis, right? It's just people have a different sense of what wholeness is, what cleanliness is, what perfection is. My new identity, identifying, I don't want to say my new identity, but the way I identify perfection now is anything that I fucking do. Because it's me. Therefore, it is perfection. Because no one can do the shit that I do like I do it. That's why it's perfect. It's perfect to me. It's perfect for me. Because I was meant to do it perfectly this way. Do-rag, wave cap, whatever. Don't matter. It's me though. There's nothing better in my life than my own me. Not in a conceited way, but a certain value that is realized, that is had, that is me, that I extend to others. No one can pretend to be who I am and succeed ever. And some people loathe who I am and how I do shit. Because I have the courage to. Because I can actually speak up. Because there's courage that I acquired from myself that I'm not ashamed to portray. That is something I had as a kid. When I imagined, it didn't materialize until I got back to my naked truth. Keep it classy. We're taking it back. Let's take it back. All those things you loved, all those games you played, all of them had relevance in some shape, form, or fashion. Your favorite movies. They related to you on a whole nother level that you just could not explain, but you felt a resonance with, right? There's certain aspects of it that aligned with who you knew yourself to be, even in imagination, even in dream world, in dream time. That's that daydream, those mini novellas. Start taking care of yourself the way you would a child. What portion of food would you give a child? I used to have I used to have trouble eating as a kid because I had a scarcity mindset. So I used to eat too much, or I used to eat more than my share because I was afraid that food would be scarce. It never was. I was pretty hefty. But in my mind, I was stuck in this survival mode that was damaging. It was a fear-based mindset about a necessity because of one or two circumstances where I felt I didn't have enough. So then I would overcompensate every chance that I got. Cheese wrappers under my damn bed. Cheese wrappers under my bed. For no fucking reason. For no reason. Just because there was cheese. And that was not something I could be promised every week. So I ate all the fucking cheese. That was very gluttonous. Okay? So when I was a baby, I didn't have that. I had a monitor to say, hey, this is your meal. This is your serving. I was a breastfed kid. I got to the milk, okay? I goddamn got to the milk. You couldn't tell me shit about the milk. The milk was mine. So maybe that started in a past life, okay? Because my siblings, they know I was a lush for the milk, okay? It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. I was a lush. Damn milk. But in fixing my daughter's plate, and she's 20 years younger than me, I would make our plates the same size. It's adequate for her. I'm going to try her portion size. And the weight dropped because I was enjoying making it. I was enjoying getting the ingredients. I was enjoying like preparing it, the way it smelled, everything. And then it was a whole event for me when I would sit down and eat. And it tasted so fucking good. I didn't need a lot. I just needed to feel that it was perfect. It was perfectly enough. It was perfectly tempered. It was a perfect portion for what I desired, to not be hungry, not to be full. Okay? That's a difference. Eating to be not hungry and enjoying every moment of it versus eating to be full. I despise eating and feeling like I'm over capacity. Then I feel that old feeling, trapped in an old situation I'm no longer in, feeling that scarcity. Okay? This card can be a card of being too stingy, being too greedy, but it can also talk about preservation. There's, in moderation, to be moderate, it depends on who you're talking to. Really, it does. It depends on how they see health and wealth, healthy portions, um, healthy circumstances, healthy environments. It depends on their measure. This person is actually not included in the society structure of what's appropriate. They have their own sense of that to the point where they will stand on it. It's stable to them. True story. Anytime my daughter would try to come and cook with me, she might have gotten upset because we didn't get something she wanted from the store or something like that. Or however it happened, I think she just liked being out and about. She's a Sagittarius. She likes to be in action. She likes to move. So when we just go to the store and we're clowning in the grocery store and giggling and having fun and, singing the music and interacting, that she loves that stuff. So when we come home, when we would come home, it used to be a sense of the fun is over. And I said, okay, let's get all the stuff prepared. Let's wash all the vegetables. Let's get all our tools out, our bowls, our measuring spoons, whatever, our spices. Let's get ready to cook. Or let's put up the groceries. She would have an attitude. She would throw a fit. Take your ass in there and go take a shower. You're not cooking my food with that energy. You're not cooking in my kitchen with those thoughts. You're not. You ain't touching shit in my kitchen. You're not going to touch my food, and it has to go in my mouth and in my body with that energy. And it worked every time. She would go in there and wash it off and come out renewed. And we would carry on. Even working in the fast food industry, and you have all these cooks up there and they're doing their thing, and I'm a server at Waffle House, so I'm just serving and shit. And I would watch them, and I know they're doing it wrong because I know how it's supposed to be done. So I'm critiquing, and sometimes I would not say anything, but most of the time I did, and they would get irritated. But they were already irritated because they're here and they don't want to be here. But they show up religiously every night to cook, but they don't want to be here. But they bring that energy to every person's plate that they touch. Fuck this job. I don't want to be here. But it was a necessity. It was a basic need of survival to take care of themselves. They didn't enjoy doing it. And all their unhappiness would just be locked in to everything that they did. And it would touch every part of their life, every aspect of their life. It got to the point where I said, man, fuck this. If you don't want to do it, I'll do it. Let me get up there and help. You need my help? I'll help you. And I brought another vibe to the situation. I would do shit that other people weren't willing to do, did not want to do. And I did it with a mindset of everything I touch is perfection because I'm doing it perfectly accustomed to my specifications, the way that I want to do it. And people will eat the shit like, whoa, this is good ass food. Why do your eggs, your omelet, your whatever taste better than this motherfucker who's been cooking for me for the last 6 months? And you're a server. Because I'm me. And I put love on everything I do. I do everything now. There's times I did shit that I did not love. And it was evident by the way I felt. If I can't put love on everything I do, if I can't stamp me on it, I shouldn't be doing it. You end up feeling like this. You end up feeling trapped because this is not what you envisioned. This has nothing to do with your dreams. This has everything to do with the things that keep you from your dreams. And this is why the Ten of Swords came through to chop all that shit down. We got to let it go. You're not even happy with half of the shit you believe. Whose belief is it? Hierophant. Parents. Teachers. Culture. Even when it came down to people asking me about my hair, and they were like, I used to relax it and flat iron it, curl it and stuff. They're like, oh my God, your hair's so pretty. Are you natural? I said, I'm naturally relaxed. I was proud of that. I was proud of getting my relaxer and my hair looking well. Not because it was unhealthy, but because that's what I chose for myself at that time. So I'm going to own it, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it well. It didn't depend on how everybody wanted to go back to the 70s and be natural. It didn't depend on people associating us straightening our hair with being white or whatever the fuck that is about. Culturally, the fuck is a culture? I don't even know my origins. I know my parents came from specific places, but as far as being taught their customs down their bloodlines, I don't know that. I know none of that shit. I grew up, I was born in Illinois, moved down to Georgia. So even there's a disconnect between the way they do things there and the way they do things here. I go there, they say I'm ghetto. I come here, they said I talk white. What the fuck is that? Who said that? Who are you? So it was a sense of not belonging to try to cling to something that identifies you as you. Something that is acceptable to be associated with. But that is in and of itself what's standing in your fucking way. Are you an introvert? Okay, well, identify with that for the rest of your life and see how social your interactions are. See how engaging your conversations are. How you are the life of the party with people you know, but you don't want to get to know because you're introverted. That you don't feel safe. You shut down, close down. You don't feel safe being around a whole bunch of people. Why? Is your body at risk? Are they going to hurt you? Oh, you're an empath. You pick up energy. We haven't learned emotional discernment yet. We haven't learned how to ground. We haven't learned boundaries. This is mine and that is yours. So there's more things that we need to work on. For a long time, I thought I was, I have a damn blog I should be writing on more frequently. The reclusive extrovert. That describes me perfectly. I like my fucking space. I like to be comfortable. If I have a board meeting, if I'm meeting with people that I'm only doing contractual business with, business attire, cool. But if this is people that I consider my soul group, my soul family, and we talking business, come comfortable. Come comfortable because I'm gonna make you feel at home. So there's a certain amount of comfort where things are usually rigid that I come with. I mean, it's just the comfort I needed as a kid, the comfort I wanted as a kid is something I give myself now. Oh my God, I bought a new bed. Hopped in that motherfucker. Couldn't jump on the bed as a kid if I had one. But I also didn't get to choose the quality of my mattress. I didn't get to choose the how I laid my head down. Now I have a choice to not overthink before I do. Now I have a choice to not, you know, I was so excited about the bed that I caught myself resisting it. I was like, why are you doing that? Don't you want to lay down? You just bought this damn bed. I was so used to this where, oh, damn, whole car just flew off the fucking table. Being so accustomed to discomfort or letting the thoughts of tomorrow and yesterday run rampant, I had to take back my space. This is my mind. And right now, I want to think about how comfortable I feel so that my mind and my body can work in unison to take my ass to sleep. Because there's shit to do. And it's going to come through in your dream state. Now, this is on some serious shit because what came up for me today was Raziel, the angel of mysteries. Uriel, angel of flame. Istabush, angel of divination. And sometimes I do these damn long ass videos on purpose to see if anybody will even get to the fucking end. Because if you want to learn with me through my level of understanding, you're going to have to pop a squat. Everybody got to work and everybody's got, school and they got shit they got to do. But if you ever just get a chance to sit down and fucking listen, formulate the questions that you have. Because I'm pretty damn sure we've got answers. I'm as much of a conduit as you are. And I wouldn't have to speak about it if it wasn't relevant. I wouldn't have to bring it up in conversation. All those random things I talked about intertwined. Okay? Madam. Got some issues with this hand. Just bear with me. There is so much information. And they just let me trickle just a little bit. One whisper of theirs can fill 1,000 books. One fucking word they give, these angels, can fill volumes. And I got a lot of information. Let's get back to the basics. Wash your hair once every 2 weeks or more, depending on your personal hair type. Not cultural, personal. What does your heart feel like doing? Does it feel like singing random lyrics when somebody says something to you? You have a lyrical answer, do that shit. Get back to the things you were comfortable and safe to do. Not safety mechanisms, that we put in place to deter unsafe situations. Homeostasis. Back to when shit was pure and you didn't know different and weren't deterred from what you imagined. Man, I love y'all.